And today's Hot Stuff highlight this Thursday morning, you could say it's kind of like wearing your heart on your sleeve, right?
You could definitely say that.
Or at least wearing your hot stuff on your sleeve.
Yeah.
Today's Hot Stuff is quite simple, but hugely effective. You clothe yourself and you feed someone else for a month.
So on the 10th of August, that's 3 months ago, a company called bonhappi-T launched. They described themselves as a fashion for food company. And to find out more, we had to get hold of Susan. Susan Wright, who is one half of bonhappi-T. Good morning, Susan.
Hi.
Susan, what is bonhappi-T?
Essentially, bonhappi-T is a happiness movement. And what we do is we use our global online store, which is bonhappi-T.com, to use a sale of T-shirts as a way to make people happy. So if you think about bonhappi-T.com, it's a play on the word bon appetit, which is essentially the foodie word for enjoy your meal. So, and if you look at bonhappi-T, then bon is about good people, happy is about the happiness that they create, and T is about the T-shirts that they use to do it, and .com is where they buy the shirts. So for every T-shirt that we sell, one mouth gets fed for 1 month. So if a person buys a shirt, they can choose to feed either a hungry person or a homeless dog, and then the money instantly goes to our beneficiaries. So on the people side, it's through Food Forward South Africa, who deal with 600 beneficiaries countrywide, and from a dog side, it's through various charities. At the moment, we're doing a Durban charity, which is Project Dog.
Well, so now you and Felix, who's your partner in the business, you came up with this idea. Where did this idea come from?
Yeah, we were chatting the one day, and we said, everyone wants to do good, but no one really knows how to, besides putting money in a tin or signing a raffle ticket. So we said, well, let's make it an easy, fun, simple way to do it. So we thought, well, how do we do that? So on the one hand, we thought, well, T-shirts are what everyone buys, so let's do T-shirts. And on the other hand, let's do hungry, because everyone can relate to being hungry. And we chatted about the fact that when we go to a takeaway, we buy extra packet of chips for the guy at the robot who's starving, or if your kid's got extra lunch at school, then you often drive and donate it to the person, etc. So we said, well, that links up, okay? T-shirts, which everyone does, and hunger, which everyone is into.
And you know what is a really nice thing? So Susan's sitting in front of me right now wearing one of the bonhappi-Ts, and the print is really cool. Did you come up with this design?
Yeah, we did. We've got names for all our designs. We've got 4 designs. This one's called Africa Smiles. And now in our partnership, I'm the strategic partner, so I do the sums and the thought about it, and Felix is the creative partner, and he does the design. So all of this is designed by ourselves and by Felix. Yeah, and that's how we're doing. There's 6 different colors across it, and all the shirts are made here in South Africa. So they're proudly South African.
That's lovely.
They're 100% cotton. They're a 160 gram, they call it, and it's a good quality shirt. So, and we're very fussy about the quality of the shirts that we produce.
And when we return with Hot Stuff, Susan tells us how your T-shirt feeds for a month and how you can actively get involved. So we're back with our Hot Stuff, chatting to Susan Wright about bonhappi-T. Excellent name, by the way. bonhappi-T, an organization where you feed someone for a month just by purchasing a T-shirt. And you won't believe how much they're doing or how much they've done in just 3 months.
So now you are sitting wherever you're sitting. I come online, I go onto the website, I purchase my shirt. Who delivers the food, and how does that whole process happen?
Okay, so instantly from a portion of the money that you've paid, so it's $2.99 for a shirt. It's the same price whether it's a dog shirt, whether it's a men, whether it's woman, and it's free delivery. So for $2, you go online, you choose the shirt that you really like. We've got a size chart, and we put your delivery address. So $2.99, you get it delivered to your house in 2 to 3 days by a Fastway, who are our courier who work with us.
And it's anywhere in South Africa?
Anywhere in South Africa. Yeah, if you're in Durban, it probably takes 1 day.
1 day. and the food delivery, so now I've bought my shirt has arrived, and I've said I would like to feed a human being.
Yeah.
Who and how does that whole process happen?
So if you're feeding a person, that donation goes to Food Forward South Africa, who are the old food banks South Africa. So what they do is that they enable 600 beneficiaries countrywide to feed people. So if you have a look at KZN, for example, there are 111 beneficiaries that they service, and of which about 32,000 people are being fed daily. So the provision of the food frees the beneficiary up to help the other people that they're dealing with.
Sure, that's amazing. So now, for anyone listening who really wants to get involved, how does one find bonhappi-T? How do we go about the process?
Okay.
Everything.
So essentially, it's an online store. You basically go onto bonhappi-T.com.
And it's bonhappi with an I.
It's Bon Happy with an I, because like Bon Appetit.
Okay, so
it's the
bonhappi
hyphen T.
.com.
Yeah,
Cool.
.com. Just in terms of this kind of interview, it's just really to say thanks so much for giving us the opportunity. And we kind of want to put a challenge out there. And the challenge is how many days happiness and feeding can East Coast Radio people create? And we can tag that on the site and put a coupon in which says for East Coast Radio, and we'll know when people buy a shirt that they're feeding X amount of people. At the moment, we're feeding 16,585 days of feeding is what we've created in the last 3 months. So it's unbelievable. I mean, and the whole point behind it is that people get to feed a person for a month. It's not a once-off.
Yeah.
Here's a donation, once-off, feed a person for a day. It's not about that. It's about sustainability and keeping it going. And that's why we always said that we would never launch this company unless we could feed a person for a month. It wasn't about feeding a person for one day, because that's not really the future.
Oh, that's it. A lot of us forget. I mean, every day I wake up with a hungry tummy, and I don't even think twice about having breakfast.
Yeah.
Every day, not just one day in the month.
Yeah.
So, of course. Cool, Susan, thank you so much. And I'll definitely take some photos. If I may put on one of those shirts, they look so cool.
Absolutely.
And good luck going forward. And thank you so much for feeding and for spreading the smiles.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thanks for having us, eh?